When you left, and he left, you took everything with you.
Twilight New Moon. The narration isn't bad in the second one, and I do think this one is better than the first one. From the beginning, I noticed a different connection she has with Edward versus Jacob. Edward gives a more what's the mature, perhaps dad energy vibe, not her dad per se, and Jacob gives a pal, more best friend vibe. But to be honest, I think that's why I think they have a stronger bond between her and Jake versus her and Edward. So Edward tells Bella he and his family are leaving, and he basically breaks up with her just in the woods. This man just left her there in the woods, like, he could have at least walked her back home. Sam ends up finding her, and basically her depressive era begins. She goes eventually to start hanging out with Jake after she weird adrenaline rush out with Jessica and gets on a motorcycle with a random person. She goes to start hanging out with Jake more after getting him to fix her bike, and you can see the versatility in his character. He is a pal and also a mechanic, and they have great chemistry, very natural, not in a way that's needy or desperate. No shade like it is with Edward in some ways. Watching them hang out and talk, you can definitely see the versatility in his character. While he's fixing the bike, he even gives off older Gramps vibes and not just a friend. Even in the car, she reassured him in a way. Jake and Bella have a moment, and that's when the curse slowly starts. But we can see on the step that he does have an older, mature vibe as well when they were coming out the theater. He's upset at the kid who came with them and him and Bella, and he basically storms out. Later on, he ends up telling her that he can't be friends anymore, and she's crushed. An enemy shows up, Laurent from the first film, ready to kill Bella, but the wolves show up, including Jake, and they take him out. And later on, Jake shows up at her room and says that I would run away with you. It's actually really cute when he's in her room trying to get her to remember so that I know what's going on without him actually saying it, because he's bound to the pact to not tell her. She discovers eventually that Jake and the others are wolves. Jake definitely matured in this second film, I will say. Kudos to him. Bella has officially decided she will be a vampire, and the Cullen family take a vote. Jacob is pissed, of course, rightfully so, and she tells him to make her choose being in love with two guys at once, but she is like, it's gonna be Edward every time. Or Jake. He takes off, heartbroken, and Edward asks Bella to marry.